What's up, everybody? It's the Common Sense Investor coming at you with another video. In my last video, I made a statement that comment down below things that you would like me to share with y'all. I would either know the answer or I would go research the answer and I would come back and I would share that answer with y'all. And shout out to Rod. He says, what about more charting videos like you used to do? I would like to see when you think the next run will be and where it will run. Now he's referring to AMC. Rod, I'm going to give you your little thumbs up and a heart. Then I want to take a look at this person's comment. Jay wants to know, what are my brackets? Now I'll do a brackets video. I'm just holding off on it right now. And I have my reasons. But I will be doing a brackets video. The next comment that caught my attention was from Tomfoolery, and I have that little icon right there that if I hover over it, it tells me that Tom has been a member of my channel for 7 months. And so Tom, I appreciate you, love you. Tom said, as far as video ideas, how about an options tutorial vid, like a step-by-step how-to on how to play options. I get the basic idea behind options, but I've never actually bought any. So in this video, we're going to discuss charting and options for these two subscribers. So the first thing we want to do is let's talk about charting, okay? I'll be using TradingView, which is really the best charting platform I've ever seen, and because of all the tools and indicators you can use. There's a link down below. It's $15 a month. First one's free if you use my link. And what we're going to be talking about now is support and resistance lines and finding the stock's trend. Now, you may remember in a past video, I'm talking about General Mills here. In a past video, I said that I was interested in maybe buying a put on General Mills. And I got that from looking over here in my Google Drive. I've got unwinding notes page, and I click on it, and I made a list of 14 funds that would be liquidating in the month of September, starting September 6th, 7th, 2 and 4 on the 14th, 1 on the 16th, and all these are going to happen on the 23rd. That's something we need to be paying attention to. But inside of each one of these, I made a list of the dates and of unwinding. And you'll see right here, I've got a tab for the 16th. So let's just take a look at Tactical Moderate Allocation Fund. It will be unwinding on the 16th. All right. The total market cap of this fund is $328 billion. All right. And inside of this fund are other funds. So it's a lot of digging, people, to find out who's part of this fund, what will they be liquidating, and so forth. All right. But what I came across was that 2 of these funds would be liquidated, and General Mills was in those funds. So that meant that General Mills was about to have a pretty good sell-off. So I went over here to the chart, and I created my lines, my trend lines. Okay, now I've got the resistance line right here and a support line right here. You see that it fell a little bit below that. That's called noise. That what we can do is touch here, 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 here. So this is a strong support line, and I can even move it up a little bit to match this one. And we get a pretty good idea of where the stock will find support if it falls. All right. Then this one is another strong place. Okay. We got to touch here and 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 here. See, all of those price actions show me that I need to put a trend line here. All right. Now it's giving me the idea of where this stock could possibly go. Inside of this trend line, it can come down from where it's at. It should touch this support line, because it's touched it so many times before. All right. And if it comes down, it'll touch the support line, may break under it, but it should come right back up into the trend zone. All right. This was a high level of resistance or support depending on where the stock price is at the time. Right now it's under it. So that is a resistance line. This is a resistance line. It should be red. Okay? So now we know that this is pretty much a resistance line. That's why it went up, it touched over it, it had to come back down into this trading zone. And it could trade here, bouncing in and out, in and out, in and out. But I believed that there would be a sell-off. But after I look at the chart, I decide, well, there could be. There was one right here, and it moved down from it right here to here, which was almost 5%, 4.26%. All right, which is a pretty good return if you played the put on that, but I didn't. I said, I'm not too convinced about this. Why? Because it could reverse and go up till it touches this resistance line and then pull back down. So even though they liquidated, they could have liquidated right here. That could have been what that was. And I said, I'm not really quite confident in the put play for General Mills. So I scrapped that. And during the day, as I'm doing this, I always take a look at AMC. Over here on AMC, we see that on September 6th, we had a gap down. A gap down simply means that the stock opened lower and there was no price action in this area when it opened. It didn't do like this. It didn't go down, every 10 minutes it had a downward move. No, it just jumped down all of a sudden. Then I had a gap zone that needed to be filled. That's one rule that some people use. All right. Now, when I seen this gap, so I went over here to my tools. I got the rectangle tool and I created this box. That's my gap down box. Okay. And I watched the stock. It came down into here, it bounced around, and I got anxious. Now, I wanted to buy an option for AMC because of this gap down. And what I was supposed to do was wait until it broke out of this trend line, this trend box right here. All right? That would have been the perfect scenario. But I went ahead and I hurried up and I bought one contract, got filled at 37 cents on 9/6 at 12:10. And I put my arrow for where I bought that option for 37 cents. Cost me $37 for that option. Now, like I said, I should have waited till it broke out up here before I bought the call option, but I didn't. I went ahead and bought it right here. And what happened? It falls down below that support line and it travels down. Now my option is losing money because the stock is falling instead of rising. But I said it's gonna fill that gap. I told my people in the Discord I believed it was gonna fill that gap. So I went ahead and purchased another option with the same strike price of $8.50. I bought another one and I paid 19 cents for it. So totally so far, this option play has cost me $37 for the first option, $19 for the next option, which I have a total of $56 invested in this options play. And what happened? The stock did a reversal. It started going up. I started getting excited. It's starting to move up, but it's not moving up fast enough because I only bought these options for Friday. All right, you can buy options, weekly options, monthly options, so forth. And This was just basically a little lottery ticket for me. Just like you buy a Powerball. You buy a Powerball on Monday or Tuesday, you waiting for the drawing on Thursday. Alright? In this particular case, I bought these options on Tuesday there, and then on Wednesday I doubled down, and it was running up, and I'm getting excited, but at the same time I'm running out of time because this was only for Friday. This was my lottery ticket for the week. Alright? And I told the people in the Discord, son of a bitch, if this thing would just break above and into this gap zone and fill this gap, my options would print. So you know we was all watching it at this time. Now right here on September 8th, it still hasn't filled the gap, and I have one more day till my options expire. That's what this gold line means. That's the Friday it closed. And what it will do, I have to have my options in the money by this time. And so it, on the 9th, what does it do? It gaps up. It gaps up to the exact point where it was right here, and it, for the next couple of minutes, it continues to move up, and on this candle I sold for a profit. I made 100% profit on that trade. Okay? Then I said, we're in the Discord, and I said, you know what, this motherfucker ain't finished. I got a feeling today we gonna beat that ass. So I turned around and I bought two more options. I bought one right here and I bought one right here. And before the end of the day, when this candle closed red, I jumped out right here with another 50% profit on my option, two options that I bought right here. So for last week, I had these two options, sold them right here, got back in at a higher strike price, which means it was cheaper, and I was able to ride it on up to where this resistance line was set from the past. And when it bounced off that and it came down, I said, nope, this stock has the potential to come down to test this support line, or it can run up and bounce off this resistance line. I wasn't willing to take the chance. I'm up 50% right there on the down candle. I sold, and I made another 50%. So total, I made 157% on those two option plays. Like I told y'all, I made a mistake. I should have waited right here until it came out, and then I would have been all right. It fell down, so I averaged down my options to where they were like, what, 18 cents, 28 cents, I said. Sold it right here for 100% profit. Bought a higher strike price that would make it cheaper, and I'd still be having money in my pocket from the first sale. Got back in, rode it up to the resistance line on the down candle. I sold 50% more profit. So I had a good week in my options on that. But that is how I do it. I will look for a stop, see where it's trading at. Once it breaks the trend line, then I'll get in and I'll ride it on up, especially if there's a gap. That's what turned me on here to AMC's option instead of the General Mills option. So, things before I end this video concerning this options play. Number one, it was a very, very risky play, especially when you're dealing with AMC, because you never know when these motherfuckers are going to pull a rug on you, or rather they're going to let it run up. So it was very risky for me to do that. Number two, you will notice in the video I told you I broke my trading rule, which was not good, and it cost me. The stock fell, but I went ahead and doubled down. All right, and it was a success for me. But they're risky. This weekly options are risky. They have to come into the money within that time frame. On this particular case, it was a Tuesday, so I had 4 days to go. And then on Wednesday, I bought again, so I only had 2 more days to go. And that's why you don't see me putting a whole bunch of money on these weekly options, okay? Because I was willing to lose 50, 60 bucks, no big deal. But it worked out for me. And you can do this on a consistent basis, but you need to understand this could have went the other way and I could have lost that 60 bucks. All right? So you only invest what you're willing to lose. This was nothing more than a lottery ticket every week. It's a lottery ticket for me. I made 150%. Great. I could have lost all 60. So with that, in the next video, I'm going to talk a little bit more about options and the myths that people are saying concerning options and AMC and so forth and so on. Things like, you're just giving the market makers the premiums and they're getting rich and that's how they know. We'll talk about that in the next video. Love y'all. Be blessed. And I'll see you in a few minutes.